everyone, it's Tanny Games here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going over the Diamond Gem Showcase. I forget what the challenge was called. But we're going to be going over the submissions in Discord, checking out what you guys have come up with and the amazing creations you all have. I'm so excited to get into this. I've had a sneak peek. They all look amazing, as do the princess submissions for next week. I'm very excited about that. But let's jump over to Discord and take a look at what awesome creations you've come up with. First up, we have Pupster. Now, I have read what you've wrote, and I've got to say, your struggle that you had is the reason why I don't leave it till last minute. Honestly, the stress I would have about the situation you're in. So basically, Pupster's explained that unfortunately the snap is raining, or it's raining in this snap, because like they'd left it to do it on the Wednesday, and basically it would not stop raining. So this was the submission they got as like a backup, and they were going to wait for it to stop raining, and it didn't stop raining. So they basically couldn't submit a non-raining photo, which is absolutely gutting, and I do feel terrible. I feel awful, but this is exactly why I get so stressed when people leave things last minute. This is why I have anxiety over that. But honestly, I think you can't really tell that much it's raining. Like, you can see the line streak on the left hand side, but overall I would say it's not very noticeable that it's raining, so I think you'll have got away with it, to be honest. It doesn't look too dull of a photo, it doesn't look too dark. I like the placement of the gems. I like the glimmer. I think everything's sort of working together quite nicely. And I love that you have Scrooge here and he's sat on like a throne. I think that's so good, especially with his first time. Honestly, this is such a fun and creative shot. It's really good. It's really well done. Really nice angling and positioning. I like how you've lined the path with like the silver bars. I think that's such a fun little touch as well. So I do think that overall this is fantastic, a really good submission, and I hope it does well for you. I think it's a great snap, so I don't think the rain is gonna hold you back in this case. Next up, we have a submission from Cami, and Cami has reused that art gallery submission in case that wasn't obvious. It's not a bad snap. It's not a bad snap. I just like to criticize Cami. I'm like, this is definitely feeling more art gallery than gem, but no, you've got the gems in here, which I think is fantastic. That's what we like to see. Although I can see it's a repurposed snap, you have added gems in there, which is a nice touch, and so hopefully it does all right for you. Hopefully people don't mind reuse setups and, you know, things like that. You know, you've gotten the gems in there. I don't see what more I can say, really. I can't really argue with it. I mean, obviously I like to see when people kind of create new ideas, but at the end of the day, is anyone going to really be able to tell? No, probably not. So yeah, overall it's a good one. I like to bully you a little, Cami. Next up, we have an absolutely jaw-dropping submission from Luanil. Honestly, I swear, I see Luanil's submissions and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to give up with Dreamsnaps. What's the point? Like, I've been seeing what you guys have been posting for the Disney, the Princess Week, and I'm already feeling like I need to redo my husband's snap. I felt quietly happy with it. I thought it was like kind of like very princessy vibes, but it just doesn't have that grandness to it, and I'm kind of worried now that even though his was the first snap that I've made this week and I dedicated quite a bit of time to it, it's I'm not sure it's going to stand up. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely stunning. The sparkles, the glimmer, all the diamonds. The fact that you've used so many of them, I think is just amazing to see. I love the little touch with the pearls as well. I love that you've got Scrooge here. We do have a bit of like those giant gold piles and stuff like that, and tables full of gems. Honestly, this is just a really well done shot. It's really fantastic, really creative. It's a beautiful submission. The yellow dress was a very good choice as well in terms of being able to stand out against the sort of very blue tones, but also it kind of like has that royal regal vibe, and obviously like matches with the gold piles, so I think it works very nicely in that sense. But yeah, this is fantastic. This is such a great submission. I know this is going to rank highly. Next up we have, I don't know if it's Kira or Kyra, apologies for the wrong name pronunciation, but we have Kira's submission here, and this is lovely. I really like this. It feels very organised and structured, which is quite pleasing on the eyes. Like even the row of all those lights, like how they're merged together creates like its own intricate pattern, which is really, really cool to see. We do have like the lights here, and then lots of sparkles coming from those, because we've got like the buttons in between, which are giving off a lot of sparkles. We've got lots of glimmer behind the gems, which I think is a lovely touch as well. I think that works really nicely. And yeah, I just love the like the patterning, the like repeated pattern that you've got with the gems. I think that's really, really nice. It's lovely to see. I do like a nice structured snap like this. I think it's very, very pretty. Your character looks adorable. I think this is going to do really, really well. It's very nicely done. Next up we have a submission from Nolan. Now I feel like I should have gone through and checked to see if there was another post from Nolan, because this is this has only got one on its own. There's no extras in the thread, and usually Nolan does a long thread, but we don't have that this time, so I'm not sure if this is a main or a backup account. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, this is fantastic. I love the combination of the gold and red. It definitely feels very regal, very royal, very rich and luxurious kind of thing. I love the choice of the tables. I think that works so nicely, and I love this lighting setup that you've got. So basically we've got this yellow like bumblestone fence, I think it's called. Then we've got the Dreamsnaps trophies, and then we've got these ballroom chandeliers behind. I'm not sure if there's other lighting as well, but either way, this is creating such a lovely visual pattern and glow. I love this. I think this looks fantastic. And then we've got the giant like cobras here, which are nice to see. And then we've got almost like this rainbow effect with the gems, which is lovely, and the two giant diamonds at the front, which again I just think works beautifully, to be honest. So I really do like this submission. I think this is really cool. I like that you've even included the like Nala statues as well. I think that's a really nice touch. So I think overall this is a really, really good snap, and I think this is going to do extremely well. Next up, we have a submission from Disney Dreamer here, and we've got a lot of gems in here. I love that you've included like every single kind of gem, like even using like jade and amber and stuff like that, I think is lovely. It does feel like a very royal setup, like almost like a, I don't want to say like a gem store, but just like a gem showcase museum type thing. I don't really know how to describe it, but it does feel like that, like especially with the mannequin in the background there. It's lovely to see. I love that you've basically included all the gems. We do have like a little bit of symmetry going on here, especially at the front. It's just a bit more towards the back where we don't have the symmetry, but I love that you've been able to like showcase all the different gems. I like the wallpaper choice. I think that's really nice, and the chandelier in the middle looks beautiful. I love the dress choice again, just a contrast against the blue tones that you've got within the photo. And I love that you've of course included Scrooge. I think he was a great addition for this week's challenge. Next up, we have a submission from Alley Cat, and this is stunning. I absolutely adore this snap. I love how complementary the colors are, like from the dress to the hair to like the mix of the like tealy colored gems to the like diamonds and stuff. I think it works really, really nicely together. And then like the pink in the makeup mixed in with like the pink and purple of the shot works really well. Even the robot's eyes, I think it's just because we've got the diamonds here. It almost feels like the robot's eyes are made of diamonds. Like they kind of coordinate quite nicely. This is gorgeous. It feels like you're almost like sitting in a giant gem pile, which I love. It looks fantastic. I almost can't really work out how you've done this. Like, I'm assuming there's like some sort of table here, because how have these got such a different height? Or is it just the way you've angled the camera? I can't tell. It feels like there's almost like 3 different level heights of gems, and I just think that's really impressive. If it's because like I can see the golden tables here, the Wreck-It Ralph ones, but these gems like must be higher than like where the diamond is, right? Or is it just a trick of the camera angles? I don't know, it's really hard to tell. But either way, it just looks so good. It's so eye-catching, so captivating. To be honest, as far as I'm concerned, based on the challenge description, this does it. I don't care to see any extra decor. And when I've been voting, I have been looking specifically for gems. And as far as I'm concerned, if there's no gems in the picture, that's off of theme. I think this is perfectly on theme. I love seeing the different array of gems, and honestly, this is just a fantastic shot. It's really great, really vibrant, and as I've said before, I'm kind of a real big fan of those zoomed in shots anyway. Next up, we have a submission from Lightspark, and I love this. There's so much glimmer here. That's incredible. I love the choice of the golden flooring. I think that was really nice and really sort of emphasizes the diamonds and the gems that you've got dotted around. So we have some like diamonds here. We've got some on the tables. We've also got some on the pillars right at the very, very front here, which is a lovely addition. It's a nice little backdrop, you know, the Mulan inspired area is very, very nice. I think overall this is quite a beautiful shot. It's very pretty, and I do love the glimmer is just so vibrant in this shot. It's incredible. But yeah, we've got piles of diamonds here, which I think is brilliant to show off. Next up, we have Wee Bee Blurdy, and oh my gosh, this looks incredible. Look at this, the lighting with all those chandeliers and then like the incense burners. This looks so good. And then like the curtains and stuff, and the windows and stuff. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just amazed. This is really cool. I love the whole dress vibe you've gone for here with the big hair. Kind of almost feels like very Marie Antoinette kind of vibes in a sense. We've got loads of different princesses behind you as well, which is wonderful to see. We've got this row of like diamonds and pearls, and then we've got other gems on the side, and then like tons and tons of like Scrooge vaults with all the gold in them. I think this is a fantastic submission. I think it's really well decorated, really creative, and I think this is going to do very well. Next up, we have Bagel Rena with this submission, and I love this. I love these little alarm clocks. They're like the cutest things ever. I adore them. And obviously you got Oswald, and Oswald's one of my faves. I love Oswald. I love that you've done this like mine track here going into the Sunlit Plateau mines, which I think is fantastic because obviously everyone's gonna recognize this location and sort of instantly see the setup here that we've got these mine carts and we're bringing out gems and treasures. It's definitely kind of very a Snow White core in a sense, like, you know, the mines and the gems, just like the dwarfs do. They mine out gems and stuff like that. And then we've got this big stack of gold here as well. Honestly, this is a really fun and creative take on this challenge, and I really love that. I love seeing something that's a bit outside the box and creative like this, and this is a genius idea. So I hope this does really well, because this is fun. Next up, we have Melissa, who's got a few submissions here. So we're going to see the main submission, which is this one. Then we're going to see a alt account submission, and then we're going to see her daughter's submission. So I love this. I love that you've done the rainbow with the lights and then done that matching kind of like rainbow with the gems. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful touch. I love that choice that you've gone with. I think it's super fun. I love the lighting in this shot. Again, just how you've kind of like done almost like this semicircle shape, I just think works very, very nicely for the shot. Then we have an indoor snap here, and this again is very nice. I love all the gems dotted around. I love the outfit choice. I think the outfit choice is really fun and creative to go with this shot. And yeah, just really, really nice. I love the lighting from the chandeliers. I think that's a really, really good choice to make. And then we have this account as well, which should be your daughter's, I believe. I'm just like wondering now, because I can see there's like Eternity Isle stuff. So I'm like, did she have Eternity Isle? I don't know. I was trying to recall, but I guess she must do. But yeah, this is fantastic. I love this. I love the color choices, the balloons, very fun, very playful, a very different take. And honestly, I love seeing the submissions that your daughter comes up with. It's great to see, you know, a younger player getting involved with Dreamsnaps and seeing what they come up with as well, which is just fantastic. So great work and great job for both of you. Next up, we have a submission from B Belladonna, and this is really cute. I love the balloon arch combined with all the gem choices. I think that's really nice, and I love how you've added like these glowing flowers and glimmer in amongst the gems, just to add a bit more sparkle coming from them. I think that's really nice. I love the outfit choice. Going for a gold outfit makes a lot of sense for this kind of like gem theme, which is all about riches and stuff like that. I think paired with the gold piles is very, very nice, and the pink critter ties in nicely to your gem choice of colours. So I think this works together very, very nicely. I think this is a fun submission, and I hope it does well. Make sure to let me know how your results are. Next up, we have a submission from Mumba Jules, who's basically gem collecting with Wally, and I love this. I absolutely adore this. I think this is so fun and creative. Like I've said before, I love sometimes seeing like these different and creative takes on these challenges. I think it's so good to see how people can like think outside the box whilst remaining on theme. And obviously this shot is littered with gems. There's tons of gems around, so I don't think anyone can claim that this isn't on theme. This certainly fits the challenge requirements, I would say. I love it, and I love how Wally looks in the shot. It's almost like you've turned up to Wally's, let's just say Wally's junkyard, to see what he's been up to, what he's been collecting, and you just find out that he's actually been collecting a ton of gems or something, and Wally's like a bit like, is it okay? Did I do anything wrong? Is this acceptable? I love it. I think it's so fun and playful, very creative. Yeah, like I said, I just love the expressions, and I love making up these stories to kind of like go along with these submissions for like creating a background as to what could lead to this scene, and I think this is super fun. Next up, we have a submission from Blush Danielle, and this is gorgeous. I love how the Mulan like fencing looks here. That looks fantastic. And then the throne in the background, the Triton's throne, and then your character works well with the throne as well. Definitely got that under the sea kind of vibe, which I love. I think it's fantastic. It does really feel like it could be under the sea. I love how you've done the gem setup here. The gem setup here is immaculate, and then paired with the flowers, the like starfish, the little snail, the little turtle here. Honestly, this is so well designed. I really, really like this. Again, it's something that I feel is very creative, very outside the box, but very much on theme. And like I said, the positioning and placement of your gems is fantastic. It looks like a lot of effort has been put into choosing exactly how these gems are placed, what position they're in and things like that. And then we've got the pearls lining the pathway as well, which looks absolutely fantastic. So I think overall this is a fantastic submission, and I think this is going to rank really, really highly. This is very impressive. Next up, we have a submission from Mike, and this is so good. It's so fairy core, and I love it. I love it. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I love how the gems surround this little pool. It feels very magical, very mystical. I love all the lily pads in there. The like pink trees like mixed with the purple bushes just complements each other very nicely. And then your choice of these critters again just works together really, really nicely. I love how you've sort of positioned your character behind a bush, like you're kind of like in this space and stuff like that, rather than putting yourself at the front and on the focus. You know, we get to view this beautiful, beautiful pond surrounded by these gems, which I think is just lovely. And I love that we've got the orb pillar here as well. I went with the orb pillars in my shot as well as the gems because I think they just work together very nicely. But yeah, this is gorgeous, so beautiful, so magical, and honestly, I'm just in love with this. This is such a gorgeous image, and yeah, just so whimsical and magical. I love it. I absolutely love it. Next up, we have a submission I made for my husband, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit anxious. I feel like this was risky in a sense. Like, it's very low in terms of decoration. Like, I lined the path to Scrooge's shop full of gems because I felt like it reflected him really well. Originally, I wanted a different pose for Scrooge, but I just couldn't get it. But I managed to capture this one of him walking, and I just sort of imagine it as him walking to his shop and stuff like that. I love that he's, you know, so rich that he can just put his gems out and on display. I do kind of feel like the background is a bit incomplete. Originally, I wanted to go for these like woodland trees, but originally I was, not woodland trees, these magnolia trees and the frozen trees. But obviously, because you can't see the tops of the frozen trees anymore, it's pretty pointless. And now you just get these weird stumps with snow on them, which don't make sense in the shot. But originally it was going to be zoomed out and you'd see the top of those trees. And I thought the blue colour was just very complementary against the pink. But obviously we don't have that now. So I feel like I should have changed up the background. But I think overall it's quite nice. I do think it's on theme. I just feel like if this is up against like some stronger submissions, like for instance, if this goes up against Mike's, am I getting a vote? No, this is not getting any votes. None at all. So I hope this does well for my husband's account. Not that he really needs the moonstones right now because he hasn't been spending his moonstones. So I'm going to go on there and spend them all for him. Okay. I sometimes each week I'll tell him one item to buy. He'll be like, which thing should I buy? And I'll be like, this. But he'll only buy like one thing. And it's like, you need more. You need more. But he's doing all right in the star path. He's doing all right in the star path. We've made some progress on that together, but mostly him. But yeah, hopefully this does well. Of the submissions I do each week, his submissions always tend to come out with the lowest score. So fingers crossed this actually does somewhat okay. Next up, we have this very lovely submission from Say Hi Joel. I really love how you've stacked the gems in this shot, not only on the pillars but also on the floor in front of the Scrooge safes, and then it looks like you've got some tables behind the Scrooge safe that the other diamonds are placed on, which I think is fantastic. I love that you've just gone with diamonds. Like, it definitely has that very sort of rich feel to it. Like, you don't need other gems, you don't need rubies, you know, you don't need sapphires, you have diamonds. And I think that's fantastic. And I love the choice of the yellow dress to match with all the gold within Scrooge's building, but also the gold that we've got featured around in the like celestial fireplaces, the celestial tower things, whatever they're called, pillars, the gold piles, the elegant town clock square item, and things like that. It all works together very nicely. The colours are very nicely aligned with each other. So I think this is going to do very well. It's a very, very nice submission. Next up, we have this super creative submission from Kat. It's almost like their character is an explorer and has come across this treasure trove, which I think is just fantastic. Another fun, creative and unique take on this challenge, which I love to see. You know, we've got like the pirate parrot companion here. We've got stacks of like different kinds of treasures. You know, we've got the treasure chest, we've got vases, you know, we've got gold piles and stuff like that, and then we've got stacks and stacks of gems in the background, which again is just really nice to see. Really adds to the shot. It's something very, very unique, very different. I love the butterflies cropping in here, this beautiful river full of lily pads, which is gorgeous, and then this foliage, which I believe is coming from there's like a swimming pool. I think it's from the Moana collection, and it's just kind of like the edge of that piece, I think. But it just adds to this kind of like dense foliage, like as if this treasure has been lost to time, to the ages, in this overgrown forest. So yeah, fantastic job. Next up, we have a submission from Next Phoenix, and I love the creativity of this. I've seen your comment about how it's Dreamlight Dragon protecting her hoard and wealth from Mr. Scrooge, which I think is a fantastic storyline. I love how your character looks. She's gorgeous. She's so beautiful. I love her hair as well. I think it matches so nicely with the wings and the horns. But I love this. I love the sparkle from the fireworks. I love all the like the gold elements with like the giant vases or whatever they're called, the money piles. We've got the treasure chests here with the gold in them, and then we've got lots of gems dotted around. You know, we've got whatever this gem's called, I forget, but it's like the mixed color one. We've got our red gems, we've got our diamonds, you know, we've got our crystals, we've got our gold, we've got our tourmaline and stuff like that. So a lot of different gems, and I love how you've decorated with the dragon statues as well, leaning into that kind of like monster dragon vibe and theme. This is gorgeous. It's a lovely, lovely setup, very, very unique, very creative. Yeah, so just really well done. Next up, we have Kira with this submission, and oh my gosh, this is stunning. Shut up, this is so beautiful. I love this. I absolutely love this. That Mickey cloud is perfect. It is perfect. I love that we've got the frozen trees here. They look gorgeous against the pink. This is kind of very much the vibes I wanted with my husband's snap, but then I did a zoomed in shot, so it kind of became pointless. But yeah, I love this, how you've lined the pathway to Belle and Beast Castle with loads of gems. I think that's really fun and creative. And then all the flowers you've got sprinkled in between, which just give off a lovely bit of sparkle. Your character looks beautiful. These wings go so nicely with this dress. I never would have paired this outfit together, but the colors work really, really nicely. Like this kind of like pale blue and like very pastel pink just works together so beautifully. And then we've got Elsa and Belle here, which is lovely to see. This is such an elegant kind of like fairy core kind of vibe. This would actually work for this week's challenge as well. Like if you maybe turned your character forward, maybe added in a couple of princesses, this would be a fantastic snap for this week's challenge as well. Yeah, it's just very, very good. Very nice. Next up, we have a submission from Nina, and I love this with all the red gems, the red dress, very striking, very eye-catching. I think the red really pops nicely. Honestly, this is a very, very gorgeous submission. I love the sparkles coming from the Dreamlight trees as well. I think they look lovely. The flower choices, honestly, the red flowers, brilliant choice to add in, like, because they don't have the yellow buttons on them anymore. They just look kind of like a red flower, and they just blend in so nicely with the foliage here. I think this is an absolutely stunning submission. There's another one that we're going to see in part 2 of the Discord Dreamsnap review that is equally as stunning and very, very similar. But yeah, this is beautiful. I absolutely love this. Next up, we have a submission from Christian Henry, and this is very, very cute. It's kind of like Scrooge's little room. We've got Scrooge in his summer gear here, and then we've got your character posed here as well. I love that we've got all the chests, like as if like you can imagine the chests are filled with gems or jewels or gold and things like that. I love how you put the Dreamsnaps trophy in here, and you've dotted the glimmer amongst the gems here, and then we've got the beautiful red carpet flooring as well to complement it. So I think overall this is a really nice shot, very fun and very creative. Next up, we have a submission from Glitch, who has managed to break her way into Scrooge's vault. I love this. I love that we've got absolutely tons of rows of Scrooge safes. I just think that's so fantastic. And then we've got all the gems lining either side. Just fantastic. It works so nicely, it does. I think this is a gorgeous submission. I think it looks really good, really fun and creative. I love the golden wallpaper paired with these like lights and then all the like lovely artwork as well. I think it just looks very, very pretty. And then we've got Scrooge here. You know, you may have got into his safe, but Scrooge is keeping a watchful eye. He ain't losing any gems to anyone. But I think overall this is very fantastic. Great job. And then last but most certainly not least, we have a submission here from Cole. And I love this. This feels very elegant, very grand and palatial. The way you've combined like Scrooge's house with like the park entryways and then the castle house skins. It's like one giant building, and I just think that looks so elegant and regal. I love how you've decorated here with the golden flowers. We've got Scrooge safes, we've got golden money piles. We've even got the like princess dividers, which I think works really nicely. And then we've got tons and tons of gems here. And then your character is dressed head to toe in gold. I just think this is fantastic. I think it's a brilliant, brilliant dream snap, very on theme. It's really bold, very eye-catching. It's beautiful. I think you've done an amazing job with this, and I hope this bags you a nice 4K. So there you have it. That's the first half of the submissions from Discord for the Dreamlight Gem Diamond Showcase, whatever it was called, challenge. We are going to have part 2, so make sure you stick around for that video. But thank you everyone for sharing submissions in the Discord. I do very much appreciate it. If you want to be included in a video like this one, all you have to do is join my Discord, share your dream snap in the Dream Snaps channel, and you could be a part of next week's video. But thank you all so, so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys!